eafc 25 on PC has been a disaster for controller support, especially this year. Across over the years has been a bit better, but this year has been much worse for both PlayStation, Xbox, connectivity issues. So many issues when it comes to offline and online modes. People can't move, people can't just use their controllers, like a plug and play situation. In this case, that was not what was going on with EA. Eventually, they came out with a patch and obviously it worked. We're not here to talk about EA's disaster because that happens every single week. We're here to discuss UFL's controller support and why, in fact, UFL are literally doing every single thing right when it comes to PC. I'm going to quickly, there we go, there's my webcam, and now we're actually on the FC25 Steam page. Now, why are we here? Obviously, you can see the lovely reviews, it being 48% negative, you know what I mean? Lovely jubbly. But we keep scrolling down. Obviously, you have the game, you can buy it, whatnot. I don't buy it on Steam, I would not recommend. FYI. The main thing that grabbed my attention was this here. Obviously, you have what this game has in fact categorizes it as on Steam. As you can see, single player, online PvP, blah blah blah, online co-op, crossplay platform, multiplayer, Steam achievements. You know them details there. But this is where it gets interesting. Full controller support. Your Xbox controller, your DualSense controller. Now, obviously, it has the third-party EA online activation and EA app software. So this is one reason why I don't want you guys to buy it on Steam. I've said this in another video. You can go check it out. But this is what it got me thinking about this, the full controller support. If you haven't had any issues with the controller on Steam for FC25, it's been a disaster. But I think eventually they obviously put this DualSense controller in. Obviously, Xbox is Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, and DualShock is DualShock 4, 5, etc. So obviously, EA eventually got the support fixed for the Steam version of the game. We're going to type in UFL. Obviously, it's, if you haven't already, put it on your wish list. It's to be announced in the first quarter of the year. That's what they've speculated. But we're going to pause that real quick and just keep scrolling down. And obviously we have the closed test on PC. I will probably speak about this in another video, but this is where it gets very interesting. So it says single player, online PvP, shared split screen, in-app purchases, remote play together, HDR available, profile features limited. No idea what this is actually. This game is not currently available to appear in certain... Okay, cool. So it's not allowed to be on. But this is where it gets interesting. So if you go to full controller support, it goes your Xbox controller, your PlayStation controller, and Steam Input API. It says this game makes full use of Steam Input API, which means it will work well with any of over 200 devices you connect. When I tell you, UFL have done every single right, even before the flipping game has been released, even when the game has not been announced on PC. I'm not glazing, all right? I'm not glazing. Do not glaze. Do not put me in the comments and say I'm glazing UFL. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. The fact that UFL haven't even released a game and it has your Xbox controller, your PlayStation controller, and Steam Input API. And it obviously, this means over 200 devices. So you could probably play, potentially, hopefully, with your Steam Deck. That's what I'm hoping for. I made another video on that. You can go check it out. But I have my Xbox controller here. You know what I mean? This is what I use for PC. But you could probably play with joysticks. You could probably play with Nintendo controllers. We are not sure if that's obviously capable. But it says over 200 devices. So it could be anything, to be fair, from what I'm seeing and reading. And then finally, what I like to say is the star indicates the developers recommend playing this with a controller. So regardless of what controller it is, this game has already excelled even before launch. I can't believe it. They've already put the information on controller support because they already know that EA are absolute schmucks when it comes to making it clear, making people understand how it will be and how it will be fixed. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description for you guys to read more if you guys want to and add it to your wish list. But let's go back to obviously EAFC 25. The one issue is, as you can see, full controller support, but it doesn't have the Steam API because UFL are actually launching on Steam and not EA as being the third party software, Steam being the middleman for the game. Because it's launching on Steam and UFL are going to be like, this together, because UFL wanted to make sure that this is the best experience for PC players, and Steam want to get more players, more users, more people to use Steam. And honestly, it's such a refresher to see that developers are just clear and cut communication, even though they haven't obviously said a lot about PC. You could read about it, you could look at online, you could look at articles, you could look on the Steam page. They've already like mapped out what PC will be like, and from what I'm seeing, it's going to be amazing. And obviously, if you keep scrolling down to the page, it will say system requirements: minimum required 64 processor and operating system, OS being Windows 10, to be defined on processor, to be defined on graphics, network, broadband, internet connection. And then recommended says the same exact thing, which to me, if we go once again back to obviously EA, it says Windows 10 bit 64 latest update. But if we go back here, it'll probably be changed to the latest update. But then again, it looks to me that you could play or you could run Windows 10 at any update, you know. If you go over here once again on the Steam page, it will come here with the languages, obviously full auto interfaces and subtitles as well. Like, it's just amazing to see that a developing team or developing game like UFL already so transparent with the community. And obviously this has been a major issue for PC players like myself, like my community, like you guys that are watching this video. So like having this right here, and the fact that we have the Steam input API, which EA don't have and aren't able to do because they are in fact an EA game and you can't mesh when it comes to Steam. I don't know what the licensing agreements and whatnot are like that, but but if EA had this Steam input API, it would have helped and changed the whole narrative when it comes to PC. There will not be any controller issues, and there will not be any issues in general for PC players, especially with like if they want to use any controller, right? But the reason why I'm comparing EA and UFL so much is because eFootball, there's not many people that actually play eFootball, and the people that do, they don't really express how they feel because the game is so like completed that there isn't many issues for when it comes to eFootball. They've already had the controller support issues fixed. They've already had graphic issues fixed. They've already, every year they change the game, but once again it's a free to play game. So when it comes to all of this, like the whole debate, UFL is already better than eFootball because they've made the game for the players, and they've taken that whole tagline from EA and they're making that community and making that whole, you know, vibe. And we will be there. I will be the first for PC. I'm the first advocate for PC. Comment down below what you guys think, what your guys' thoughts are, what you guys' concerns are when it comes to UFL on PC. I'll probably reply to the majority of the comments, obviously get a debate going. But if I see some questions and some concerns, I will be making videos on them. So thank you guys for all the comments and support on the recent videos. You guys are nuts. Subscribe to keep up to date with PC news for EA, for UFL. Take care and peace.